Hello, I am Dr. Shomik Hajra, consultant pediatrician from Kolkata. Today I am going to talk on the effect of COVID in children. Now, how do you know that your kid is COVID affected? If he has got symptoms. If he has got symptoms, then please do get tested. Tests are of two kinds. One is the rapid antigen test, which gives you instant result, and if it's positive, then you know for certainty that your kid is COVID positive. But if it's negative, there is no surety that your kid is COVID negative. For that, you have to do a RT-PCR to rule out COVID infection or to prove beyond any doubt that your baby is COVID affected. If your baby is COVID affected, what are the symptoms? The symptoms are pretty similar to any viral illness, just like some common symptoms like fever, sore throat, cough and cold, nose blockade, body ache, malaise, abdominal pain, vomiting and diarrhea. And there could be some uncommon symptoms like rashes, refusal to feed, irritability, and in older children, loss of taste and loss of smell. If your child is affected, having symptoms, get tested and start treatment. The first day of treatment for mild disease is home isolation. The child needs to be isolated with a suitable caregiver, preferably a parent, in a room with COVID appropriate protocols. The mainstay of treatment is nutrition, hydration and rest, along with supportive treatment like paracetamol for fevers. The role of zinc, vitamin D and multivitamin is questionable, but you can always give subject to your doctor's prescription. There is no harm in that. Plus, please do remember that giving azithromycin, doxycycline, ivermectin or favipiravir is not at all indicated in pediatric COVID. So please do not advocate them and please do not use them. Now, some of the kids do have a persistent cough. For that, we advise lukewarm water and gargle if the child is a little older. And for persistent cough, we often advise budesonide inhaler under the supervision of a pediatrician. Now, do I need to do some blood tests for a mild disease? No, you do not need to do any blood test. But if the fever continues beyond 4 to 5 days, upon your doctor's prescription, you need to get checked for routine blood like CBC, renal function test, liver function test, then the inflammatory markers like CBC, CRP, ferritin, LDH and D-dimer, and to rule out other causes of fever such as dengue, malaria and typhoid. Please remember that the COVID is at large. That does not mean that other illnesses are not there. If your child has got fever for more than 5 days, do I need to do a CT scan of chest? No, you do not. Routine CT scan has got no role in pediatric COVID, so there is no need to do a CT scan on your own. If the fever continues beyond 5 days, if the child develops new set of symptoms, please contact your nearest hospital. This child may need to be admitted. Oxygen may be needed and anti-inflammatory medication such as steroids may be needed upon the doctor's supervision. But please remember, giving steroids on your own would cause more harm than benefit, and please stay away from that. In a very small subset of population, the disease may be severe enough and the child may need critical care admission and appropriate treatment immediately. But coming back to the milder cases, those who are in home isolation, what are the things that you need to look out while in home isolation? One is whether your child is getting adequate food, adequate water to drink, what is the temperature chart, and how frequently you are checking the SpO2. Remember to check SpO2, that is oxygen saturation, every 4 to 6 hourly, and remember to keep a tab whether it is always above 94 and not. Along with that, you have to also look for respiratory distress. To look for respiratory distress, you have to count the respiratory rate. Now, if your kid is less than 2 months, it's more than 60 per minute. If your kid is between 2 months to 1 year, then 50 per minute. If between 1 to 5 years, then 40 per minute. And if more than 5 years, then 30 per minute is indicative of respiratory distress. In such situations, contact your doctor or the nearest hospital immediately because this child may need admission. But at the end, I must reassure you that majority of the pediatric COVID cases do not progress to moderate or severe disease, and most of them are mild disease. So be safe, maintain the COVID appropriate protocol, listen to your doctor, listen to the rules and regulations, and maintain hygiene, maintain nutrition and hydration. Your child will be safe. Thank you.